Hi everybody, Jane here, and today I am reviewing the movie The Children Act. I picked this up on a whim at the library. It looked cute. I believe it's a fairly recent movie, 2018. And I wasn't really sure what I was getting, and I have kind of mixed feelings about it after watching it. I did just pick up the book from the library because I felt like a lot of this maybe was confusing more than it was not good. I really enjoyed it. I was really engaged. I just kind of didn't get it, especially like the second act of the show or the movie. So, this is about a lady. This lady here is a court judge, and she decides medical cases. I don't know if it's all family court cases, but especially medical. The ones we see her mostly dealing with are medical cases where the hospitals want to do a medical procedure on a child and that child's parents don't want the procedure for whatever reason. The first case we see her deciding on is conjoined twins, and if the children are separated, which the hospital is pushing for, one of the children will die during the surgery. Obviously, the parents don't want that, and they want as much time with both of their children as possible and want to keep the children conjoined until there are no other choices, until the health of them starts to deteriorate. However, the hospital warns that that could result in two dead children instead of one living, healthy child. So she has to make decisions, tough, horrible decisions on things like that. Also, because of her courtly duties, her marriage is not doing well. Her and her husband are having a very rough time. So the main plot of this, at least the beginning, is she is called to decide a case about a young man. Now, you can kind of see him in the background. He is a devout Jehovah's Witness, and he has leukemia. He is told that if he doesn't get a blood transfusion, he's going to die. And it is against his religion to do a blood transfusion, so he is choosing, he would like to just die. He's almost 18. He's like 6 months below 18, maybe 4 months. I can't remember exactly, but he's real close. He's like on that cusp where he would be allowed to make the choice for himself. However, since he is not actually 18 and an adult, the case is brought before her. She makes the decision, and the rest of the movie is the aftermath of the decision. So I loved up until the decision was made. I thought that was great and amazing. And then everything that happened after that, I was so confused by. So I think the best way to talk about this without spoiling, and I will spoil a little bit and I'll tell you when the spoilers are happening, but I think the best way to talk about this without spoilers is just to say that because we didn't hear the characters' thoughts at times, I wasn't sure what was happening on the screen. There were times that the characters were obviously feeling a lot of emotion, but I wasn't really sure what that emotion was or that those thoughts were. And some of the things that happened in the aftermath of this decision were just kind of unclear to me. I thought we were going one way, but it didn't seem like we went that way. But even now, I'm not entirely sure if it kind of went that way. So I would as a rating for a video, I would say this is a 3 out of 5, just because it was compelling, it was engaging, it was interesting. By the certain things about it, I wasn't really sure what happened or what we were going for. So this is interesting, but I'm looking forward to reading the book to see if the things that were confusing me, I could kind of figure out a little better. So, should you watch it? If you've read the book and know what's going on, absolutely. I haven't read the book yet, so I really can't say that. I did think this was a good movie. It was very thought-provoking. It definitely looked at the complexities of being a judge and making decisions for people that aren't really your decision to make, but you're the judge, so you have to. Do you let a person who, they're a teenager, they have their whole life ahead of them, and, do you let them decide that they are devout enough in their religious beliefs that they would rather just die as a teenager than, get their chance to live, even if it means breaking a rule of their sinning, being a sinner. And if you followed my channel for even a minute, you know that I was raised very conservative religion-wise, and so I really was invested in this, the ideas and complexities of religious beliefs and how, your religious beliefs a lot of times as a teenager are not the same as an adult. And even at 17, how hard it is to really understand your own beliefs enough. Like, a 17-year-old is being asked to die for his religious beliefs. He's 17. And the complexities of that. And I understand why they send it to family court, but then on the other hand, it's so complicated. So I did love that about this. It's very thought-provoking. It's very good. But the stuff that happened in the second act confused me. So I'm going to move into the spoiler section, which I'll go over what decision was made and kind of the after effects and why I was so confused. If you don't want to hear this until after watching the movie, go ahead and skip over this now, or go ahead and hop off now. My social media is below. Feel free to like and subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time. And we're going on to the spoilers in 3, 2, 1. So our judge ultimately makes the decision that at 17, this boy is too young to die for his religious beliefs, and he has a forced blood transfusion. This results in him for a while stalking her. He loses his religious beliefs. He kind of becomes estranged from his parents. Her and him develop a strange type of relationship. I really thought they were going to have an affair, and I'm still not entirely sure if they did. Like, if they, at least in her perspective, we aren't shown that they had any kind of physical relationship. So I don't think that this older lady who's going through a tough marriage, actually had sex with a teenager. And mind you, by this point he would be 18 because he's cured, and it's been a little bit since the decision. But I felt like we were going to go there, and I almost wish we had, because where we went was a little more confusing. So to my understanding, and again, I was really confused by this, she kept saying no. She kept, like, he'd kind of be like, let's do this, and she'd be like, no, no. But then when her husband kind of brought it up later, as they're trying to reconcile, she kind of made it seem like there was something more there than we were shown on screen. So I don't know if anything actually happened between them, or if she just felt like she was guilty because of the emotions that she felt for this kid. I don't really know. It was confusing, and I'm looking forward to reading the book to know more what was going through her head, because for me, in a single view through, I wasn't really clear of what was going on her emotion-wise. I knew she had feelings for him, but it didn't seem like it went any further. The other thing I really didn't care for, because there wasn't enough explanation, is the end. So the boy has a recurrence of his cancer, and he chooses, again, not to get the blood transfusion. But we kind of get the impression that he was suicidal as a teenager, and that's why he wasn't wanting to have it, not because of his religious beliefs, and that he's suicidal now and he just wants to die. And I really was confused by that, because we didn't really see that part of him. We saw him, like, stalking her, and he has this new leash on life, and he wants her to adopt him and come live with her, and it's a real weird situation. And then suddenly it's like, oh no, I just wanted to die and you made me live. And so at least that was the impression I got from the way this ended. And so he does end up dying at the end because he's an adult and able to make his own decisions. But I didn't feel like that was laid out very well, and I'm hoping the book has more of that so I can understand where he was coming from, and if he was suicidal as a teenager and that's why he was using the religion thing as an excuse, or if he was prepared to die when he lost his religion as a result of the blood transfusion, became suicidal. I'm not really sure what happened, but the end of this movie was rather confusing. So it wasn't a bad movie. I found that I needed more, and I needed to know more about what had happened and why. This is a library movie, so I'm going to be taking it back, but I am planning this month to read the book and see if I can better understand what's going on, and hopefully I will be able to compare the two. Might have to watch this one more time. We'll see what happens after I've read the book and see if I understand it better. But it was an entertaining read. I'm not sorry, or an entertaining view. I'm not sorry that I watched it, but I was very confused by the things going on in it. So, Yeah, I love court dramas, so I loved that part of it, but the stuff beyond that really just, I didn't know what was happening. So if you have watched the movie, if you've read the book, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Also, my social media is below. Please like and subscribe for more content. And this is Jane. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.